so happy and thankful to be coming to you on this night after the events of last night. No, I was not at the convention center when they had an active shooter in the midst, and thank God I wasn't. Thank God none of my coworkers were. But let me tell you, it could happen anywhere. It could happen at any time. We all need to be watching our surroundings and the way this world is. Just watch your surroundings and be aware of the situations. And that people tell you different things, be alert and watch your surroundings, but it could pop off at anywhere. It could happen. It's happened right there in the Walmart grocery stores while people are just innocently shopping. So it could happen while you're on the job. And unfortunately, that was a scary night. A lot of people checking up on me, and I'm thankful that you thought about me. That means I mean something to people, and that touched my heart. I'm not really that scared when I'm at work. I don't know what it is. I think it's a mind thing. I think I mentally prepare for my nights that I work. I pray a lot about it, being safe, go before us. I was asking the angels to watch or camp at the roundabout us. Let me tell you, I just don't walk in fear very much. Maybe it's just I'm just covered by him. I'm more scared when I sit here by myself of a night because I don't know, you're more vulnerable of a night when you're sleeping than you are when you're up walking around with a purpose and doing your job, I guess. I think that's what it is. But let me tell you what happened on shift the other day. So I took a supervisor shift and we were having a convention. So I was working 6 to 6 and they had me train a new supervisor. And when you work those hours, they got you doing the breaking and giving people lunch breaks. So it was time to go give one of our gals who was down over by the Victory Field area by herself, by a door, her break. So me and my coworker that I was training wandered over there, and she's a young, pretty girl. And there's a man set up there, and he had his badge, so he's with the convention, and, they were chit-chatting. He was actually showing her videos, and they were laughing at the videos, of funny videos. So I said, what's your time to go to the break? And she got up and left. And he talked to us a little bit, and then just casual things like how you enjoying the convention and where you from, and he was from Texas, and just, casual talk. Well, then here come my supervisor and another supervisor, my upper manager. And they said, Trina, come here, let me talk to you. So I excused myself and we stepped away from the area, and the other coworker was standing there watching because we're watching those doors. They said, when she got back to our room, the young, pretty lady, she said, this man has been harassing her and she does not feel comfortable. He has been making more flirtatious comments than she's comfortable with, and he has a gun, and we need to get him removed from this premises. Now, on our job, we are to observe and report. We don't have weapons. So we observe and report to those that can kick them out, can call the police. So they were going to go get the authority of the building to come kick this man out. And they always do it by twos. So 2 people will come and get 1 person out. And it's always safer. I mean, they have a plan in place, and we have protocols that we take care of and everything. But that didn't set right with me that this grown man was being flirtatious and out of the way with one of my coworkers. Now, see, when they put me in a job as supervisor, they put me in a mama role. Mama Bear doesn't like my cubs being messed with at all. So I walked with purpose to this man that had just been friendly in all aspects. I didn't know he had a gun. It was a concealed gun in his pocket where she could see, obviously, but we couldn't because we were on the other side of him. That didn't matter to me. I don't know why it didn't, but it mattered to me that he was being out of the way to this young lady. So I said, you said you're from Texas and that you still looking for a hotel. Where are you going to get your hotel at? He said, I'm not going to get it around here. These hotel prices are too high. I've already looked into some places, and I'm going to get a hotel, and I'm going to go get over by the restaurant that I want to try. I want to try Longhorn Steakhouse. And so he had already had, I guess, called ahead, different things. And so I said, you know what? It's late. It's getting late. It's about 8:30. And we don't lock that building down till 9 o'clock. So they had access to that building to 9 o'clock, but I didn't want him to know that. I said, you know, it's getting late. It'd be a good time for you to mosey on and go find that hotel there and get that steak dinner. A steak dinner sounds really good. And he looked me up and down, and obviously I stay in my dress and my hair up and my Christian demeanor. He said, you're conservative, aren't you? You're calling me something. I don't know. Everybody wants to call me Amish, Mennonite. I don't know. I said, yeah, I'm a Christian. Yes, I am. He said, oh, are you married? And my coworker interpreted that he was going to be flirtatious to me. But I think he was actually, he was alerting that I was walking in holiness. Yes, I said, I'm going to be married to God. I put God first in my life. He said, no, you don't have any jewelry on in the way you dressed. He said, you're conservative. I said, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I said, but obviously, I think it is about time for you to go get that steak dinner. He said, you're going to ask me to leave, aren't you? I said, yeah, I think we are. And so he got up with his self, and he had a purpose about him when he turned around. And looked me up and down and looked at my supervisor like he wanted to stay and talk to that little girl a little bit longer. But I was like, no, that little girl wasn't going to come back on that shift with him there. So as he turned on his heels, being denied access to talking to that little girl. I say little girl, she wasn't a little girl. She was, of course, in her 20s. But anybody, I'm telling you, they're mine. They're children's. As he turned, I could see, yeah, he did have a weapon. I still had no fear. And I even thought, as he was walking down that hallway, two or three steps from me, I said, hey. Whoop. So I said, hey, I think now would be a good time to get in touch with your conservative background. And he took his hand and he waved it like shoo me away. Shoo away the, like, no, don't talk to me like that. But you know what? You brought it up, brother. And I confronted a person with a gun, and I asked him to leave. And then when they came back, the four of them, the two manager, supervisor, and the four security guards that come to kick that man out, they were just surprised that I got him to leave without doing anything. I said, I just sweet talked him out of here. And the supervisor I was training, they said, they told me you were good, but I didn't know how good he was because he had a gun. And she was very adamant how big the gun was and that he had a gun. I said, well, we can't really judge a man by his gun. It's Indiana, and he come from Texas. Pretty much we're allowed to carry guns. And as long as he didn't pull it out, I guess I wasn't afraid. But I'm telling you right now, we can walk with a purpose, even when people around us don't have the right kind of purpose. So, no, I'm kind of mindful of my surroundings, but I'm more protective of the people they put in charge of me. So just the other night when we were at that convention center working overnight, we did encounter some people that broke into that convention center. So that convention center has a problem with their security, the doors being locked, and I checked doors regularly and made them come lock those doors. And every time I went, picked up that phone and told them, you got door 9 open, door 7 open, or whatever, I want them doors locked and secured. They didn't like me very much, but I knew one of my women, my young ladies, will be walking around in this convention center, and I wanted me and them to know that I took precautions and I made sure them doors were locked while they were in that building safe. Now, I wonder last night who didn't have a door locked. if they got into that convention center by a skywalk. I wonder where they hid. I wonder where they were at. But last night when I heard those things, I just prayed for all of them as a mother, because somebody's mother's child was in that building unsafe. I prayed for them as a co-worker, knowing that I work with those people and I know them. I prayed that they would go home safe. And then I thought about the one that was running around scared, had a gun, that just shot somebody, maybe killed somebody. His life was just, what was he going to do? What was his purpose? What kind of life does he have? I thought about him. I said, Lord, you can even turn him over. You can turn his mind over to give himself up before any more violence happens. So we don't know where we're going to have in life. And I've heard people coming right into churches and hurting people. But I also heard of people coming in with bad intentions to churches and finding Jesus. So, no, we don't walk in fear. The Bible tells us, I think they say over 365 times, fear thou not. I think he wants us to have comfort in him. Use wisdom, but have comfort in him. And also, I want to leave this thought. I had an intention to visit my aunt the other day. I had worked all night, and I was way down there. She lives way down in Greencastle. And I was way down there by her, and I said, why don't you meet? I want to meet up and have lunch. Well, we was at Cracker Barrel, and this man and his mother came in. You could tell he was probably had cerebral palsy. And we were chit-chatting, and his walker fell over, almost hit my foot. So I jumped, and I caught his walker, handed it up to him, and he looked me in the face, and he said how sorry he was. And it was hard to make out his voice. He said how sorry he was, and I said, that's all right. We all have things like that happen. No harm, no harm. He said, you look real familiar. Do you come here all the time? I said, no, I'm actually from Indianapolis, but it's good to see you. And then I tried to go back to my conversation, but he wanted to have a conversation with me. Like I said, I couldn't understand a lot of what he said, but the man was trying to reach out and speak to me, and I was reaching back out to him. Although I couldn't understand clearly, there was a smile on his face, and he was really apologetic that his walker almost hit me. And I said, I hope you have a good meal, you and your companion here. I think it was his mother. Hope you have a real good meal. They have really good food. Enjoy your food. And at the end, when we were getting ready to leave, because we were getting ready to leave, we were waiting on our check. He said, I don't know you. I said, no, you didn't know me, but now he said, now I know you. I said, yeah, now we know each other. He said, and now we can be friends. And I thought that conversation it was a struggle for me. It was a struggle for me because I wanted to pay attention to my Aunt Carol. But I also knew that this man needed to be paid attention to. So take time out for those that are round about us. And before I left, I patted him. I got to stop patting on people. We're still in the time of Corona, but I patted on him, and I said, yeah, we're friends now. And if I see you again, you speak to me. And I want to always have time to speak to people. And even that man that had the gun that was doing something inappropriate, I still think about, I hope he thought about his conservative, because he knew when he seen me, and I represented Jesus, and that I wasn't wearing any jewelry, because he knew somebody in his background walked with God and never ordained themselves for silver or gold. So I thought he has a very biblical background. And I thought, Lord, help him get back to God. Even though he meant it for evil, God meant it for good. So that man that was doing bad things, God could still get a hold of people. And just because people out here are doing bad things, I still ask the Lord, turn their heart around. They're blind. Amazing Grace, that song. I once was blind, but now I see. How many are still walking in blindness? I hope the Lord opens up blinded eyes and everyone sees their need. How quickly and how fast If I was there in that convention center and a shot went off, I'd go straight up to heaven. Everything's right with me and God. But I just wonder how many would have the fear of God, have the fear of meeting their maker. So we don't know what will happen from day to day, but I'm telling you, be ready for an hour you think not. You might stand before God. Whew, how scary time we're living in. Day by day, walk in faith, walk in prayer. Ask the angels encampeth around about him. I'll be here again tonight by myself. I do have a little friend that stays with me, my little Betty. So the angels are camping around about, and me and Betty's inside. So you have a good night. And yeah, I'm going to take these different kind of shifts, but I think I'm going to tell my, I want some days. I want some day shifts and some night and some secondhand shifts. Maybe just leave the nighttime convention center alone for a minute, okay? Maybe, I don't know. You have a good day. Love you. Be safe, everyone. Be safe. Thank you for checking out and caring about me. I love you.